If people are feeling overwhelmed, Rob, who could they talk to? What are some of the things they should consider before, in seeking advice?
First of all, I think that I'm really hopeful that people are talking with their family members about their financial situation. By doing that, I'm assuming you can trust them, to keep it confidential to the degree that you need to. Your family might have perspective. They might have resources to help you, and they might, whether they can help you from by giving you a loan or just giving you some money, or whether they're just another person to help talk through the situation and help you make better informed decisions. I think it's a really good starting point. And I know that that can be difficult for some people who may not have a lot of family members or may not be close to family. And in that case, if you have any trusted friends that you can speak with, I think it's a really another great avenue to go with, because chances are during this pandemic, I think a lot of people might be experiencing the same thing. And I think that there might be some comfort in knowing how others are resolving it themselves. I think that, outside of that, if you want to go to any other trusted advisors that you have, I think it's a really good idea. And if you really feel like your debt is, at an unmanageable level, there's different organizations that you can go with to learn about what some of those options are. So, obviously, a licensed insolvency trustee is a really great option for people to understand what all their options might be if they are having trouble managing their debt. And not to say that anybody who goes to see a licensed insolvency trustee has to take advantage of the protection that can be provided to them, but it's really about being informed. And that's my whole theme: is just inform yourself as best as you can about all of the different options that you should be considering right now to manage your debt. You might go to your banker. Maybe you've got a banking relationship and you go to your banker and see if there's something that you might want to put in on a short-term basis as well. So it's really about going to your safety net, and talking to those that you trust, to help you to understand what options might be available for you. What about you? Any other ones that you might think of?
Well, I like the point about having this support system, because people need to draw on, the available resources. And certainly as an insolvency trustee, we're a phone call away, even if it's just to be a sounding board. People want to understand the full spectrum of options. But it's important in what you've just said, Rob, that people know that they're not alone in this, because more than likely, your neighbor, your family member is going to be feeling the same thing with respect to their personal finances and asking the same questions. So to talk that out, I think it gives you that relief from the anxiety of thinking you're alone and isolated in this. Others are probably in the same situation as well. And it just is, it's good to get the relief of just talking it out. And certainly, a trusted advisor, a trusted friend, or certainly a professional as well that you don't know, but who can give you some great sound advice. That's really important right now.
Yeah, I agree. Let me ask you another question. So when you are thinking about the government programs that are available right now, um, how are you taking that into consideration in talking with people who have reached out through you as a licensed insolvency trustee, in terms of their journey to discover what their options would be?
Well, from my perspective, it starts with, well, let's look at the numbers right now. Let's sort of lay out what it is that you have coming in right now, and what are your financial commitments, so that what you need to supplement with. We need that number for people. Can they look at, the extra GST credit, or the increase to the Child Canada benefit that they'd be getting? Those are top ups. Will that help them in the short term? So it's really looking at, number one, what is their immediate need financially to ensure that they are able to meet those expenses that are coming up in the short term. And secondly, pointing them in the right direction, whether it's the provincial or the federal government sites, or even to Grant Thornton's website. We have a really a clear summary of all of the government programs available, and also the links to where they can get the information. So we want to make it as easy as possible for people, because there is a lot of overwhelming information that's coming to them, and so they need a good place to start. So we try to point them in the right direction, to explore and understand the requirements of these programs.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And again, the programs have been evolving over the last couple of weeks, and to the point now where I think the application process is almost imminent for people to go in and take advantage of the programs. And I'm happy that that they're going to have access to some streamlined ways to get at the much needed cash that they're going to be able to get out of that.